So we're going to go down to the feature match area here and get in on the action here. Birds of Paradise, turn 1 for Nathan Holiday. Give us the quick version.
Yeah, the quick version of the update is Nick Bonham over Vidianto Wijaya.
Ah, okay. All right, land go for Kai Burnett. Nathan Holiday, though, has a pretty sweet start here. Birds of Paradise right into Kitchen Finks. No birthing pod to be seen yet, but he can also wait a turn to do that.
Yeah, that's really strong. And I mean, to stay on path to victory against this, you're really going to need to path exile that Kitchen Finks unless you want to 2-for-1 yourself here.
You're at 17.
So Kai's going to get Hollowed Fountain.
And it looks like he's grabbing that untapped, and then he's going to, yep, path exile that Kitchen Finks. But ramping Nathan up quite a bit here.
Now the big question starts to become birthing pod or no for Nathan Holiday.
I'm not going to cut you back. 17 and you're at 22. 2 off the face. 22. What's that?
All right, so Kai at this point.
Uh-oh, I think we're going to see a lightning helix on this Birds of Paradise here. Nope, we're not. He's going to pass a turn back. He's got 3 untapped mana. He does still have a helix in his hand, but he might have some kind of counterspell that he wants to do as well. Oh, Path to Exile somehow didn't make it into the graveyard?
Oh, he announced the path after
right.
searching, and then
yes, that does
didn't
happen.
Put in the, yeah,
played a little too quickly, got a little ahead of themselves because he wanted to do a fetch land, write down the life total. Tap
you can also imagine, as far as like other factors occurring during a match of Magic, this match is about as high as you get onto that list. You're playing for top 8. You're playing for a Pro Tour invite. You have a 21-minute time extension. The entire tournament is waiting on you.
No kidding. Are there a lot of people watching over there?
You just had to re-sleeve your deck.
Yeah.
This is you're on video.
Yes.
I mean, this
is a heightened scenario
yeah.
for sure. So Kai Burnett used his Electrolyze there to tap out and get a little bit of extra mana, and he did take out the Bird of Paradise there, though Voice of Resurgence was on the stack at the time, so there will be no token for Nathan Holiday.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Nate is not short on mana, though, and there's Birthing Pod. So Nathan Holiday resolves Birthing Pod with Voice of Resurgence out there. Is there another Path to Exile around?
And Voice of Resurgence, again, one of the very best cards against a deck like Kai Burnett's.
Absolutely, and unfortunately for Kai, he's just going to have to use that Lightning Helix to take down the Voice. So that's going to leave Nathan Holiday with not much, just a 1/1 token and a 0 casting cost creature. So he's got quite a few ways to go up the chain before he gets to the good stuff from this point. But man, if you're Kai Burnett, you are real nervous here as Nathan Holiday can have any number of creatures and start going up the Birthing Pod chain and just wreck you. Here's a Spellskite. That happens. It gets sacrificed. Replacement Finks. Maybe
I assume it's a Kitchen Finks.
It could also be a Sin Collector, maybe.
That's true.
It is a Sin Collector. So let's take a look at what you have, Kai Burnett, and he's got Cryptic Command. He's got Tectonic Edge, Vendilion Click, and a Restoration Angel as well. Kai decides not to cut the deck. You're not really supposed to do that, but
I think at this point it's.
I mean, just tournament rules say you have to shuffle it.
Yes.
I wasn't commenting about anything else.
Let me look at my side.
Is Nathan looking through his sideboard right now? That's what it was, right? Sideboard?
Yeah.
All right, Tectonic Edge for Kai Burnett. Facing down a Birthing Pod, a 2/2 Elemental token, and a Sin Collector. With his tournament life on the line, not looking great for Kai here. Nathan Holiday finds a Thoughtseize as well, and he's going to fire it off.
And that's probably going to force a Restoration Angel here.
Okay.
One would assume anyway.
Does make sense. And there's the Vendilion Click, which is what's going to get taken with Thoughtseize, leaving Kai Burnett with a land in his hand. That's it.
Yeah, now Nathan's probably going to just attack with only the token, I assume.
He's going to attack with it?
Just the token. Because then if he gets a block from the Restoration Angel, then he can go up the chain for Murderous Redcap and leave Kai with nothing.
Yeah, he decided to play the Scavenging Ooze first as well, just as a little bit of building up the board here, though. It's actually not relevant. He knows that Kai Burnett just has Arid Mesa in his hand.
And, I mean, he can't attack with the Sin Collector because then it's obviously just going to get blocked by the Angel. So.
And he needs that 3-drop in play to be able to go up ye old Birthing Pod chain, and here we go.
I'm going to pay 2 life for that Birthing Pod activation as opposed to the extra mana. That way he can leave open 1 mana so that he can activate his Scavenging Ooze. So he's going to get to gain back half of the life that he lost anyway and actually make his guy a little bit bigger to shorten up the clock.
I mean, he also gets to protect against Snapcaster Mage here, right? Because there's still a path to exile floating around. So, yeah, he might not even do it.
Correct.
Nathan might just be like, sure, my turn, untap my lands. Yeah, see, he doesn't even do it there. All right, draw a card for the turn. It's Noble Hierarch. Any creature is a welcome addition here. He's got to be careful. There is Celestial Colonnade floating around down there. Doesn't really care, though, if the Murderous Redcap bites it here. And the Scavenging Ooze should be able to get big enough to go right through that Celestial Colonnade.
Interested in that attack from Nathan Holiday. I'm surprised he didn't sacrifice the Murderous Redcap pre-combat to go get an Archangel of Thune and then activate the Ooze a couple times and then attack.
Okay.
In doing so, he would have gained a bunch of life. The Ooze would have gotten significantly larger. The Murderous Redcap would have lost the -1/-1 counter. The Angel and the Murderous Redcap and the Ooze would all be gigantic.
Do you have his list in front of you? I mean, he's on traditional Lyripod here, I think. There's a chance he doesn't have it.
Exile those 2 creatures.
Oh, that's actually true. I didn't have his list in front of me at the time. But
Let's take a look. Could be. At any rate, Celestial Colonnade has jumped in front of the Murderous Redcap here.
no, you're right. He doesn't have the Angel in his deck.
Okay, and Nathan Holiday is deciding what he wants to exile there with his Scavenging Ooze, trying to get in some extra damage here. He's also got to keep it in his head that he's going to want to keep his Birthing Pod mana active here. And yeah, he's just going to pay the 2 life to do it. Crack that thing, and I suppose Revelark is the obvious
Revelark's
target
going to
here.
come out, and then
There's Revelark. It's just value city here for Nathan Holiday. He has managed to get Kai Burnett on essentially no cards in hand. He's got 2 with his draw step here.
looks like he has a Bolt, but that's not going to do much at this point of the game.
All right. Celestial Colonnade is not active right now, even though it's sort of floating around in the red zone. And Kai just has to pass the turn back. Tough run here for Kai Burnett. Nathan Holiday looks poised to put himself into the top 8 and maybe win his 2nd Modern GP of his young career. There's Voice of Resurgence. Is there a response? There is a response.
Ooh, looks like a Path to Exile.
Path to Exile. Path is going to take down Scavenging Ooze with the Voice on the stack, so no tokens here. Okay. Working our way forward here, though it does look like Kai's going to take 4 damage this turn. Unless he wants to trade off his Celestial Colonnade for the Revelark.
Yeah, which seems like it might be rough here for him.
And also things are just going to keep getting worse because right now Nathan Holiday can either sack Voice of Resurgence to get like a Kitchen Finks, make a token and keep the beatdowns flowing, or he can even just cast that Noble Hierarch if he wants.
Yeah, I think he's
and
just
sack that and get a 2-drop, get maybe another Voice of Resurgence because it's just so tough to deal with that. All right, so Revelark's going to hit for 5 here. Kai Burnett declines the trade. He had just enough mana to activate his Celestial Colonnade and block, but he decides not to. And something's going to get sacrificed here. Sacrifice this.
And then he's going to go get a Scavenging Ooze.
He's going to get an Ooze, or is he going to get another voice?
I assume he'll get an Ooze just to be able to block.
Protect. And
yeah.
Okay. There it is. Scavenging Ooze hits the battlefield, further bolstering Nathan Holliday's board position, and we might be seeing a concession here shortly from Kai Burnett. He draws, I believe, a Remand, which is fairly miserable at this stage, and if Nathan Holliday just wants to jam with all of his creatures here, that could just be it.
Yeah, I think this is it right here.
Scavenging Ooze protects against any Snapcaster Mage shenanigans, and also can just get huge on its own. Kai Burnett's going to represent a lightning bolt here by leaving his red mana untapped, but it won't matter, and that's going to do it. Nathan Holliday, 2-0 over Kai Burnett, advances to the top 8. He's going to get his Pro Tour invite, and he's just put himself